in our own backyard.
Yeah, we're headed down into the state land. We're trying to figure out the best way to get to this trail. We're right at the start of where it's really good, but you have to go through a swamp and some sapling overgrowth, and so it's not real good.
And Bill's done it, and Bill's done it quite a bit. This is his first time to take me on it.
Yep, I've done it several times, but I always end up in a different route to get to this point, so it's not bad though.
No, it hasn't been bad. It's just, you know, rough in places.
And it's not raining and the sun is out, and
It's beautiful.
we haven't had this kind of weather in a few weeks.
Yep.
So
all right, come with us. Now, once you get on state land, or actually we were on state land, but this part of the state land, the trails are pretty well marked. So this one isn't as hard as getting from the house to here. And you hear the geese? All right, where we take Luna is what we call Irwin Pond, and that is not this. This is the swamp pond, and we don't usually bring Luna to this one to jump into. It's not as clean looking, but it is still just as pretty.
I think it's so pretty in here. This is one of my favorite spots around this pond.
Yeah, this is more natural looking. I mean, Irwin Pond's very natural looking, but this is like an unkept nature, you know?
Like $1 a year or something. Yeah, so that they still have some input.
That's the first time I think I've run into a person like once every 10 trips down here.
It's pretty private down here.
Yeah, I'd like to bring my bike down here and try riding.
You should.
These feel like to do.
Now we're on the main road. Crystal Hills Trail, part of the FLT system. FLT stands for Finger Lakes Trail system. We always call this Irwin Pond, but technically it's the John C. whatever his last name is, Memorial Pond. What's his last name?
Kingley.
Kingley. Look how strong she is. She can keep her shoulders up out of the water like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's pretty thin for a lamb. A lot of soggy. Yep.
Shoot, 0.6 of a mile.
Well, one source says we went 4.8 and another said 5.1. Not sure which one's right. One's the Garmin, and one's the, what is that other?
Onyx app.
Onyx app. So today we're gonna make a bird's nest. I know. We have sticks all over the property. So you need quite a few, all cut up into little bitty pieces. And then glue, a couple of bowls, some wax paper, and you have everything you need to do this project. A little project I thought I saw, and I thought this might be fun for us to do together. And talk about sticks. We have more than enough sticks on this property, so you just take some wax paper or parchment paper and put it in a bowl. Then you find a bunch of little sticks. I already have a bunch right here in this bucket, but I thought I'd show you that basically you break them up. So I have a bunch in here. Put them into the bowl. Shape them around the way you want them to make a nest. That's what you're aiming for. You're doing a bird's nest. And a few more. Just some all-purpose glue, Elmer's glue, whatever. I've had this forever, so I thought, well, let's use it. Okay. Mix it around so that the glue coats the sticks. And then shape them into basically a bird's nest. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing down here. I'm trying to make it where you can see. I'm trying to make it with think of the bird nest there. Put a smaller bow on top of that and let it sit until it's dry. And then we'll come back and look and see what we have. Okay, that's what it looks like when I have it shaped and with the glue in there. Then the other wax paper on top of that, and the bowl on top to help hold its shape. Trying to do this with one hand isn't easy. See how she came out. She's not quite dry, so I'm just going to leave her for a little longer. Okay, so I made these little tags out of brown craft paper. Cut them to 1.5 by 3. Then I used my little tag punch, and I used my distress ink around the edges. And then I have this little church stamp that looks a lot like a pre-show church that I put on the outside, and then on the back I'm going to write either I'm making chocolate chip cookies and I am making sopapilla cheesecake. I'm going to bag them up, and these are going to be the little labels for that. There. So it's going to look like that on the bag. And so yesterday I made Toll House cookies. Just the directions are on the back of your Toll House cookie. And I froze them. So I will package them 3 to a box, 3 to a package. Take the tag. On the back it says chocolate chip cookies. I'll put a little strip of tape. Stick that on. And there you go.